You guys, I'm so excited to share this next video with you. It's actually going to be another two-part series in which I share kind of behind the scenes, crazy stories, and all things wedding and event vendor content with you from my friends in the field. This particular event, the audio was really loud. It was like a mixer for wedding and event vendors. And so I will kind of dub over just the beginning, and then we're going to start a roundtable of all these fun, kind of crazy stories about what we do and how it might help you, whether you're planning an event, a wedding, or just want to know more behind the scenes. So I am joined here today by amazing colleagues in the industry. This is Rebecca with Cake Crazzie, an incredible cake baker and artist in town. She's phenomenal. I'm obviously Ashley Rodriguez. And then next to me is Rachel, who owns Masterpiece Wedding. She's an incredible planner that you actually met in our two-part series about the thrifting and sustainable floral design photo shoot. And then another Rachel, who's with Moxie To Go. She does hair and makeup on location, as well as barber and massage, which is amazing. So all of these women I have actually worked with for events, big and small. And let's get started with our conversation.
And I have worked with every single person at Cake. They're amazing. And so, and also, every one of us I know has had years of experience in particularly weddings.
Be careful.
So, not that.
I'm just
we know what we're doing. Exactly. We know what we're doing, but we still are very
Yes.
So let's start with some questions.
Yeah, sounds good.
For folks. One interesting question that kind of came up as we were chatting about the wedding side is like as you're preparing, for example, for like wedding cake, some things that people don't necessarily think about how to keep your like stems safe for like consumption. So do you have thoughts or things?
Absolutely. So there are lots of different techniques that people use. Personally, in order to keep your cake safe from any kind of juices that your stems might add to your cake, is we wrap them in floral tape, we wrap them in saran wrap, and then we stick them in a straw. And then we stick that straw in your cake.
I didn't realize you did all of that in those. Oh my gosh, that's genius.
So it is a big process, but it will keep, anybody who knows anything about cut flowers is when you cut them, the stems tend to seep sap, juices, whatever you want to call it. And the last thing you want is for that to be in your cake when you're cutting it and you're eating it. So that is a process that I use. It's something that I found works, all the time. I don't have to worry about it ever failing.
And then you said there's certain flowers that are toxic to cakes too.
There are.
Okay.
So I actually just learned that baby's breath is very toxic and very not ideal for any type of wedding cake.
I didn't realize that. I mean, because you see it all the time.
Yes.
You see it.
So
maybe for the mother-in-law?
Well, one of the trends here lately has been the edible flowers all over the cake. And a lot of people still won't eat it because it is a flower and flowers aren't very tasty, but there are edible flowers out there that we try to use when we put them on our cakes for decorative purposes. But yeah, that is definitely something that we want to do. We want to make sure that it's all food safe for everybody.
Well, and to your point, actually, poppies in particular that look so beautiful in our being grown locally here, at least this time of year, actually do literally have sap. But if you don't burn the end of like a poppy flower, cutting it, it will ruin all the other flowers around it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. So absolutely.
And you were also chatting about like thinking about your cake for different venues, like setup. So this group of people, the reason why this is kind of a one is because each of us are the vendors that will theoretically be in advance of the event, right? So cake, flowers, makeup, ribbon, all in advance of the actual event. You're there too.
I'm there the whole time, but yeah.
And so that was something interesting to me. Prep for the cake, like where you're gonna have the cake.
So a lot of people don't think about that. So your ceremony is going to be at 5 o'clock, but you're not cutting your cake until 7 o'clock at night. And I'm going to be delivering your cake like probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So depending on the style of cake that you're going to use, you're going to need to make sure that your venue has some kind of refrigeration access that will keep your cake cool enough, especially in the summer. We are in Florida, and not everyone has AC. I can just interrupt your wedding and come deliver it an hour beforehand, but who wants that?
Right, exactly. And that's why
And don't assume that your venue will allow the baker to use the refrigerator either, because some venues may have fridge space, but they won't let you use it. And so you got to check all that. The caterers are using it.
The bartenders.
Yeah, or it's just not located in a place that's convenient, because cakes are really heavy.
Cakes
are so heavy, and they're really scary to move. So you don't always want to have to like move it out at the end because that terrifies me. It's like a hard rule. Like I really, really try not to move a cake. It's so sad. I don't know how you do it. I would have unbelievable blood pressure if I had practice every time. So,
Exactly. Yes.
well, how about tell us for hair and makeup? What are like mistakes that like couples make all the time that they should plan for better?
So the timeline. Yeah, timeline is the one thing. I think I just talked to another wedding planner that we all work with plenty, and sometimes people think that they have to get ready really early, or like they're gonna have like they want certain stuff like the wedding's at 5 and they want to be done by 2:00 for pictures or something like that. And I'm like, all right, so a photographer might not need this much time. Let's try and prioritize because what'll happen is there's a party the night before. And so we show up at 8 a.m. and it's 40 minutes before, we're just waiting around because people are hungover or, like some people are not morning people or they have like a small child or something like that. So we really try to like make sure that we communicate beforehand, like this is what we have you scheduled for. Or if something comes in that's kind of unrealistic, we do try to communicate with the brides like, okay, you said you need to be done by 12, but your wedding's not till 3. Like, is this a hard time? Or should we be a little bit more flexibility? Because sometimes we've had some people that are like, oh, well, I need to be able to get the wedding venue ready. And I'm like, no,
don't do that.
Yeah.
I need someone else to cover you.
We need to prioritize other people to do that job. You're not going to do it with hair and makeup though.
So do y'all stay throughout the ceremony and do touch-ups or no? Okay.
Yeah, like makeup shouldn't need to be touched up at all.
I was like,
Yeah, I think that's also probably another big one where like people think that they need to like constantly touch up. But if you're adding more makeup on top of makeup,
Just like that.
exactly.
that's a really good point, actually.
Yes.
Do you recommend, because we have brides ask us all the time to get like stuff like assigning all their girls different times, or do you recommend having everybody just be there all the same time?
Yeah, we like everybody to be there all at the same time because a lot of the people that have weddings with us, we've never met them. And so we have like a range of, your hair could take me 30 minutes. Your hair could take me 45 to an hour. So if everybody's there, I could be like, well, let me just curl your hair. And then curl your hair. You go do makeup. So we can kind of rotate people through. So people don't feel like they're the first one to be done.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it stops someone having to be completely ready.
Yeah,
for the first move.
It does make people a little bit more apprehensive. Like you're like, okay, we're ready to go, and they're like, I'm gonna be first. like, don't worry, it'll last.
Oh, that's great. That's so
Right. Very
Yeah.
On that note, Rachel, you had some ideas, like top 5 kind of things like that people should think about. I know while planning, or somebody else.
Oh, I think everybody's been adding to it. Like all the vendors and stuff, like jotting up stuff.
Awesome though.
Yeah.
So, this was a good one. Words that non-vendors may not know how to pronounce or use.
Oh, I said I didn't know if it's a word, but nobody ever knows what chargers are, especially guys. Guys never know what chargers are, and I can't tell you the amount of times we go to like clear plates and people were actually eating off the charger. So if you don't know, a charger is basically just decoration for underneath your dinner plate, and so they're just there to be pretty and nothing else.
Not to eat off.
So don't ever eat off the charger. They're usually plastic and they don't clean well, and you want them actually
gotta be colored though, right? So it's like many people eat off a white dish that's on a colored charger.
Yeah, we even have people take the dish off and bring the charger because it's bigger. So they bring the bigger plate because it's bigger than the actual plate. So that's one thing. I don't know what else do people miss.
The other thing.
Oh, you were saying macaroons or macarons. I didn't say it.
So you have macaroons, we have macarons, and 95 or 99% of the time, guests are going to be looking for macarons. Is what they're going to be wanting. So yes, the little bitty tiny cookies. It's like
Still don't know the
They're amazing. They're over there.
So the macaron,
almond flour,
one
and
is
then
on the bottom, the other is just an egg white meringue. That's all it is. It's a meringue cookie.
The Christmas cookie.
Yes.
Do any that people get wrong all the time, or did they ask for when they really need something else?
I think probably maybe for like hair color, where people are like the balayage, or how do you say it? Or something.
Balayage.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever. We do have a shampoo that's called Awapui, and we've heard something. Awapoochie is my favorite. So I don't correct people then. I don't let them be wrong. I'm like, whatever.
That the customer is always right. If
No.
not, if you want,
I just let them be wrong.
I'm going to give you balayage. Okay.
I'll just let them be wrong. They don't have to be right.
But you don't have
They
to
can
tell
be
them they're
wrong.
wrong.
Exactly.
So the customer's always right.
Exactly.
Okay, so on that note, Rachel, you did say if you are trying to do like to your point, Rachel, about like cleaning up, setting up the venue, like a lot of to-be's or clients think, well, our guests will can bust the tables, clean up the table themselves. And then, like,
Yes.
never happens.
It's never happens.
Never.
Even we just did a wedding last weekend. The answer was, "We're all adults. The adults can. We'll have the DJ announce it. They'll clear their plates." And when I tell you there was tons of trash cans, there were so many trash cans all over the place. Nobody bussed the tables.
I'm sure you had a lot of people being like, "Where's the trash can?" I'm like, I don't know. There's like
people just get up and start dancing and they forget about
do the
it.
whole
They never touch
turn
it.
yourself around.
What do you want me to do with this? Okay, I'll leave it right here.
Yeah, it's just, and then you get those few tables that are right next to the dance floor that everybody just puts drinks on while
Yes.
dancing.
Yes.
It's like the whole table's like tilting because you're so yeah. So get the extra staff to clear your table. So it really is worth it. So
Yeah.
that's really a good place to stop for this group.
Of course.
Thank you guys for watching. If you have any more comments, put them in the comments below. We'll see you for the next one.
Bye.